Okay, I think everything's good from my end. We're gonna find out in just a second. Let me do both. Yeah. Cool. I think we're all good.
Good looking good. Hell yeah.
Oh, we don't have a question.
Today's question is, what's our question? What's your favorite Halloween candy? Oh wait, Em and I have already done that though.
I think we did
Yes.
do.
Yes,
we did
you
a
have.
Halloween
I think we
episode
did.
where we did that.
I think we did that. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I like
okay.
candy corn. Yummy.
Ugh.
Yeah, we did do that. We had
No,
candy
that
corn
wasn't
puffs.
candy. That was.
It was
What,
snacks.
what's your
but like,
controversial opinion
what do you
about
give?
food?
What do you give for Halloween if not snacks?
Rocks and crystals if you're that one old guy.
That's true. I got an apple one time.
Dollar bills.
Dollar bills? What?
Glow sticks. I got glow sticks a lot.
You got glow sticks? I never
Also got glow
sticks.
sticks. Yep.
What? Glow sticks are great.
I'm not saying they're not. Just that I was never given them for Halloween.
No, I know. I just feel bad for you because they're great.
Wow.
Damn.
It's
Okay.
true. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, as far as questions go, I am kind of into like strangest thing you've been given for Halloween. That's kind of fun as far as a player question goes. But for the characters, M suggested greatest fear.
Greatest
For
weakness
characters.
again for everybody?
Nah. Or like favorite, Halloween, Hallows Eve, spooky times, Day of the Dead tradition for characters.
Yep.
Oh,
That
man.
is true.
Wasn't given enough time to think these through.
That's a good question, though. I like that one.
That's almost like it's an improv situation.
My improv skills.
Halloween
no.
traditions, Mike. That was the one that jumped for you.
Yeah, for the characters for Hallows Eve traditions, I love it.
Does Halloween exist in this universe?
Does now.
Yeah, it just
Sure.
became canon.
Yeah, go for it. All right.
Sure,
Something
yeah,
happens
go
at
for
the
it.
end of October.
You mean
Whatever this month
Blimplethorpe?
is. No, I don't, because that's a day of the week.
Oh, you caught me.
You got.
You think I haven't listened to that episode 700 times?
It's a good one.
What day is the weekend?
Before.
Wait, sorry, Grace. What was that? It's what?
Did I say it wrong?
I don't know. You mumbled it.
I was just asking you to repeat it. Yeah, because you mumbled it.
I think it's. Is it Blimblethorpe? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, I just was curious.
Blimblethorpe and Frindlehop.
Oh, man.
That would be your nearing the end of the weekdays. I think we set up.
Okay, but so Halloween does exist now, I guess, because we're making it exist at this point.
Sure. It's got nothing to do with the story I'm about to tell, but we can definitely do spooky time traditions for characters. Perhaps it will be relevant someday. Someday I can just be like, it's Halloween. Break out your whatever insert prompts here, whatever you guys say.
Mm-hmm.
Some good hooch. All right.
You enjoying the hooch from Uncle Brian, Gabe?
I am enjoying Uncle Brian's hooch. It is not apple enough to ruin a cup of coffee. So I've got a cup of cinnamon coffee. It smells like apples, but it does not taste like apples.
Mm. Cinnamon apple coffee, yum.
Yeah, our uncle did a stint of making flavored hooch, either with like Everclear or with something else.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's Everclear. But this
yeah,
is apple pie flavored technically.
yeah, apple cinnamon, and it's tasty. Way stronger than the last jar he gave me, but
Oh,
that's
but the
okay.
last jar was so strong.
Well, the last jar he gave you was so strong. The jar he gave me was fine. I could shoot that. I would not enjoy shooting this jar.
Yeah. Okay, so our question is for players, weirdest thing you got trick or treating. Characters, Halloween, Hallows Eve, spooky traditions. Correct?
Sounds right.
Sounds right.
Sweet.
Oh, sounds good.
All right. One more sip of the coffee, and then let's do this. Okay. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, a live play podcast. I'm Theodore Stringer, your resident GM, creator, and player of the world. Hi. Weird to be hearing from me this early in the podcast, perhaps, but we're doing a Halloween episode. Woo! Yay!
Yippee!
Or woo, spooky, I guess.
Ah.
So we're going to do Halloween themed questions, and since I am taking the lead this episode, I will announce them. Our Halloween questions are for the players. What is the strangest, weirdest, most disappointing, or perhaps the best, the most amazing, blow your mind, whatever thing you received as a Halloween treat, gift from a stranger at their house, trick or treating? And for the characters, do you have a Halloween spooky time tradition? And if so, what is it? For myself, the strangest thing I received for Halloween was probably rocks. We had an old man in our neighborhood
Mine.
who gave out rocks.
Not just rocks. You make these rocks sound dull.
I mean, they weren't from his yard. They were crystals or whatever. They were like he was in his 70s or 80s, and I think he was trying to like give his rock collection to the next generation or some such. Was sort of the vibe I got because they were like all laid out on a table, and you got to pick one.
I think I would get down on that as a parent of a child. I know as a child, I would not get down on that. And I'm not a parent currently, but if I had a child and my child got cool rocks, they would be upset and I would say, well, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's get these rocks.
I have
Cool
some of the
rocks, here we go.
crystals. I still have some of the crystals in my little mini rock collection from.
Yeah, I do actually think that this kickstarted a rock collecting habit in my sister.
Yep.
Because for a long, long time, then she had like a big basket of rocks.
I got
just
that
lived in her
rock
room.
sickness.
As far as Halloween traditions, we're going to circle back to me to like bring us back into the episode, which gives me time to think of the Decrum Halloween tradition. Take it away, M.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm M, and I play Haribo Tamagotchi, changeling artificer, not from this world. He... Halloween traditions. I feel like, if I recall, the best version of a Halloween tradition in space is to lock yourselves in your room and lock the doors because things get horrible out there. If I remember, we did like one space Halloween episode and it was just like aliens on the space station hunting people. And I would imagine that, like, I think the way I set it up maybe was that it was like a common occurrence every year. And now that someone lives in that space and has for many years, it's interesting to think about. So he, probably like everyone else, they do, like, you know, they'll do like movie marathons. They'll make it fun, Halloween parties, but you lock the doors and you don't open them after a certain time. And then you're there for the spooky days, however long that is. Yep. Trick-or-treating was wild for him to learn. Me, I was just talking to Kenna about this as we were walking through the neighborhood today. The thing I miss most is like not necessarily the trick-or-treating, but like when I was back in Texas, all of the like houses in the neighborhoods would do like haunted houses in their backyards. Like it wouldn't just be like knock on the front door. It would be like people would try to outdo each other with how much and how big they could go. My best friend's family actually was one to do it in like when I was younger, like a straight up haunted house that you'd have to like go through stuff and like a big old tent that they set up in the beginning to get into the garage to get your candy. And so like it was like I miss that, right? Like I don't know about things. I don't remember the stuff. It's all candy and like with that they would hand out like rather than glow sticks, you know those like you hold the handle and there's all those like whiskers that come off that light up and shit.
Yep.
Like fiber, like that. I feel like those got handed out a lot when we were going through those haunted houses. You like wave them around and whatever. I remember people literally jumping off roofs to scare you. Like that was, yeah, them's my favorite kind of Halloween trick-or-treating experiences that I miss.
Hi, my name is Lawrence, and I don't have anything anywhere close to that, but I do play the spooky gelatinous bard Sparkleoneous. And as far as Sparkleoneous' favorite traditions, Sparkleoneous' mom could tell a mean, scary story. So scary that after Sparkleoneous' probably third birthday, like whenever he could start understanding how truly terrifying these stories were, his dad had to tell her that got to find some new material. These aren't acceptable anymore now that he can understand what words are. As far as wild experiences that I've had trick-or-treating, I think it's like one of the only memories I have of being this young, like maybe four or five. I was trick-or-treating with my mom, and we had this guy who he ran out of candy like right before I got there, and he reached into his wallet and said, "I don't know, this is all I have," and he gave me $20, which as a child is like an infinite amount of money.
You struck it rich.
For real though, I was like, "Holy cow!"
At that point in time,
$20.
that's like 3 bags of candy you could just go buy.
I could buy so many Yu-Gi-Oh cards with this.
Right,
None of
that
them will be
turns into
good,
product, not even
but that's
like
so many Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. There you go.
I'm gonna be the master of games.
Not only did I get
Master of
$20, but I
games,
also
3 whole
got
of cards.
Exodia.
No, I didn't get anything that cool.
Best
Hi.
Yu-Gi-Oh card I ever opened, Buster Blader. Back to the
Classic.
intros.
It's a classic.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Grace Stringer, and I play our deaf bard, Margery Ridgeback.
I like how many classes you've
not a
said for
bard.
yourself.
I'm a
I like
cleric.
truly. I think it's up to 3 or 4 now, and I'm really
I don't
into
know
it.
what I am.
You're
I feel like
pretending
I
to
should
be a
start by
bard, but you're not.
I
Not
am.
this episode. You're not pretending to be a bard.
I'm
pretending
lost
to be a bard
undercover. I'm
so
lost who I
hard that
am.
you've lost the cover.
That's because I'm looking at my squeeze horn on my items, and I was like, "Oh, I'm playing this stupid thing." Okay, try 2. My name is still Grace, but I play Margery Ridgeback, who is a cleric focusing on necromancy. Whew, that's my major. I'm minoring in business.
In debauchery.
And
My minor is godliness, and my major is death.
yes. I'm also minoring in first aid.
Talk about minoring.
I think something that Margery liked likes about Halloween is the pumpkin carving, and not just pumpkins. I'm sure there's also other fantasy gourds that exist that people carve and put different lights into, whether it's magic or just a traditional candle.
What's your favorite fantasy gourd?
Oh, well, my favorite fantasy gourd has got to be the old
Traditional pumpkin.
Mine's the purple glippin,
uh,
which is green, of course.
Which is green, of course.
yeah. Anyway,
Gourd carving.
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I think. Sorry, I was taking a sip of my little dirty Shirley I made here.
I never really thought about how easy it is to bypass a question if you just wait a little bit and then say, anyway.
I'm trying
No,
to
I
get to
know,
the plot.
I know.
It's trying to
I
escape
know,
me.
it's just very funny.
Being on the streets, I think she likes seeing all the little different lights and all the different shapes. And some people carve, symbols for protection from their, respective deities to keep away the evil that might exist, or the spookies. And some things are fun, you can get creative with it. So I think that is the tradition that Margery likes the best. Is
Does
seeing all the
Margery
different.
carve? Does she go big on that?
I think if she could get her hands on something like an apple or a fantasy apple or a fantasy pear, she'd carve something, put a little purple fire into it from our Lord and
gourds.
Savior.
I do really like the idea of magical symbols carved into gourds for Halloween, like protective runes carved into a pumpkin. Imagining like a cottage with a perimeter of pumpkins around it.
I was going to
with
say your
magical
year-round
runes.
wizards could even use like things like acorns and stuff where you get to carve tiny runes into them.
Yeah, I pulled that out of my butt, but I can't think up of a fake pumpkin name to save my life.
No, I'm super here for it. Pumpkins is pumpkins,
Traditional pumpkins, we love it. And apples and pears also somehow.
Well, I don't feel like how many pumpkins do you find in the city,
Who wants to try and make up a fake fruit? Like,
There's so many good options.
the audience
you don't need
knows.
to make up stuff.
Hey, audience. You know when we've made up a fruit. That's not
We
a
have
real fruit.
Blimblethorpe and
It's a
Frindlehop,
fake
sure.
fruit.
But we also have pumpkins, apples, and pears. So don't
We
like
draw
get it
a
twisted.
line.
They're
And that line is fruit.
Fantasy pumpkins, fantasy apples, and fantasy pears. You're right.
It's different.
All of which are gourds. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be different, though. It doesn't have to be.
Listen, I feel like if you can make a bong out of an apple, you can make a jack-o'-lantern out of an apple.
And these are fantasy apples.
Right.
So there's the sky's the limit.
What a one-to-one comparison, because like a bong made out of a pumpkin.
That's
like,
crazy.
Talk
That
about
would
a
be
gravity bong.
significant. Yeah.
That's a serious piece of vegetal equipment there.
You could carve the face to look like the
Vegetable
pumpkin's
equipment.
also high. Vegetal equipment is good.
And gourds, it can get fun with the shapes.
Title of my memoir.
All right, Grace. The worst thing that I ever got was freaking the freaking Parmesan cheese packets you would get with a pizza.
What?
Oh my god.
I got like a handful of
Did
them.
you have a pizza? This is important for the story.
Was this in
No.
our neighborhood? When was what?
This
Was
is
this after I
trick-or-treating.
stopped trick or treating?
Gabe, the memories of us trick or treating together are few and far between, because eventually we just started going with our respective friends, because our neighborhood wasn't great with the spots.
was
Yeah, rocks and
pretty
Parmesan
okay,
cheese.
but it
That's
wasn't like-
clear.
Our neighborhood was a huge mixed bag.
Maybe it was just somebody that
rocks
got
and
caught off
cheese.
guard, or that they were
Rocks
maybe
and
a little
cheese.
Parmesan
drugged.
cheese. But well, here's the thing: is they also had the guy who wanted a joke, and if he knew your joke, he would take candy from you.
It's true.
He smoked a corncob pipe on his porch every Halloween, and he let you know when you showed up. If I know your joke, I'm gonna take candy
I'm
from
not
you.
going to your house anymore.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was a bluff, like a fun thing, like a fun challenge for the kids. But who's to say? He never said that my jokes were.
Where do you think he got all the candy he gave out if he didn't know your joke?
Fair?
This
Fair,
is an
but,
endless cycle. He just takes candy and he gives it out, and he takes it and he gives it out.
Doesn't need to buy
If
it any year.
If he's running low, he just lies so he doesn't know he knows your joke, and then he'll take the candy and give it to the next kid. It's perfect system. But anyway, the worst thing I ever got were those little stupid cheese packets that you that come with a pizza that you rip open and put on top of your, like the snow cheese.
That's fat shit.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
rough. Dark times.
Dark times.
Oh, sad.
Weeping and ripping open a cheese packet and eating it while your friends are eating candy.
Yeah, and then like immediately facing a crunch bar and like in the next bite.
And then you have to eat the crunch bar next.
Uh, all right. And I am Michael. I play Thaddeus Offcut, the security officer and bass rhythm section for Kissing Booth, who also happens to be a fighter on occasion. Um, for for Thaddeus, growing up, the big thing with his friends when they were younger was late at night after last meal had been eaten and the fire had gone out. He and his friends would take the pale ashes out of the fire and rub it all over themselves and run through the caves and try and scare each other. So that was his big spooky Hallows Eve thing, was covering themselves in ash
Ghost
and then
tag.
scaring the crap out of each other in the caves. For Michael as the player, the weirdest thing I ever got on Halloween, and this is going in the way back machine, is we went out trick-or-treating and I got a sandwich bag, not even a Ziploc bag, but one of those weird fold-over sandwich bags full of assorted Band-Aids. They were new, not
No!
used,
Band-Aids?
but a sandwich bag of Band-Aids.
That's
can't
worse
even.
than Parmesan cheese.
That is so much worse. At least you can eat Parmesan cheese.
Or look at
You
rocks.
could try to eat Band-Aids and look at them, but it's just not as good.
And it's not like they were
I'm
even
so
fun
mad
colored.
on
They
your
were the
behalf.
boring flesh tone Band-Aids. So
Did everybody
Ugh.
get one, or were you the chosen one?
oh no, everybody in our group got a little baggie of Band-Aids.
Just in case
So
you
So that means
fell
that
or
this
what?
person spent at least like an hour or
I don't know if
two
we looked like clumsy
putting
trick-or-treaters
Band-Aids.
or what.
Band-Aids are also. Oh, well, I guess that was back in the back days. I guess Band-Aids were
I'm
expensive.
just imagining a way back person like putting Band-Aids into little bags and being like, the children will love these.
It's true, they
Definitely
will.
not a money-saving option.
No.
Their parents will be into it for sure. Well, once again, I'm Theodore Stringer and I'm the game master. And now I have to present a Halloween tradition for Decrum. And what I have come up with is that every year in Decrum, the children of town and also the outlying farms, we all come in to town for Halloween. There is like a festival, sort of market day adjacent, for the parents, but for the kids, they all get invited into the Lord's mansion, where they reenact the legend of Sir Keegan, who was a knight of folklore who was possessed by demons, and went around murdering his faithful soldiers in the garrison. So when they reenact it, the Lord plays Sir Keegan. He wears a fun hat and carries a wooden sword and chases the kids around the manor.
Spooky.
Yeah,
Does he set it up like haunted houses and have his workers make them work it?
it varies from lord to lord, but Lord Thorn definitely he definitely employs his staff to assist with this. He gets them little horns, and they can be demons. Do they decorate? Probably not. Maybe they string some stuff up. I think it's sort of up to the staff how much they want to decorate. Lord Thorn, in his heart of hearts, doesn't super care. It's fun to chase the kids and do the thing, but like the decorations or whatever. And on that note, it's time for a spooky story. we find our party at a campsite somewhere between Dekram and the mountain full of goblins. You guys have set up camp. You guys are bedding down for the evening. A brief moment, perhaps, if you guys have anything to say to each other before crashing, or anything you guys want to do before passing out.
Oh, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to hit the hay pretty early tonight. I sure hope nothing spooky happens to us.
Well, I'm sure if we leave Gib on watch, that nothing could go wrong this very evening, Haribo says as he tramples off to his single-person tent.
Yeah. I'll keep watch. I'm gonna get up in this tree. Yes. I'll get up in the tree and I'm gonna watch. You guys sleep tight. Don't worry. Gibbs gotcha.
I mean, how can I argue with that? Thaddeus is gonna lay out his bedroll, do his nightly routines, and crash under the watchful eye of Gib.
Marjorie's gonna lean against the tree and be carving a little tiny little lantern with an acorn and a little knife before. Just keeping an eye on seeing how Gib does on watch.
You said
First
you're
of all-
carving an acorn?
A fantasy acorn. They're very large.
Okay.
Yeah.
A
Obviously, fantasy
very
acorns are
large,
larger.
You
fist
mean a
size.
crombo? Yeah, absolutely, a crombo.
Yeah, crombo. My bad. We know them as fantasy acorns.
And a
where I'm
fantasy
from,
crombo at
so-
that.
No fantasy crombos. Only real crombos on this podcast. Okay. What are you carving out of this crombo?
I think I'm just carving a little face. I'm carving two big eyes.
Crombo face.
Crombo face.
The very
think of,
traditional crombo face.
yeah, of course.
It's starting to look suspiciously like Lord Thorn.
This makes Margery kind of snicker to herself very quietly.
It's all on the brows. All right. So you're working on this crombo. You're making a thorn. You watch everyone sort of toss and turn. I don't know what Sparkleoneous quite does. He doesn't, he judders? I don't know. He's in his pot. Never mind.
It quakes a little bit. You can hear the lid rattle
the
just
lid,
a little.
The lid moves with his snores. But as you are working on your crombo, all of the different movements and everything, it slows down, the breathing evens out, and your strokes at the crombo begin to slow and your eyelids begin to droop. Gib is doing a great job. He, when you look up at him, he is keeping a vigilant lookout. But your eyelids begin to droop and droop and droop.
How long are my eyelids? Wow.
So Thaddeus keeps his height in his nipples, as we've talked about. You keep all your height in your eyelids.
What a unique looking group of people.
That's why we were really put together, so we could get all of them out of town at once.
Strokes at the Crombo is probably my new favorite band name.
It has to be a spooky name for the episode. The episode spooky name cannot be Strokes at the Crombo.
Aren't you a little scared though when you hear it?
Aren't you a little scared?
Can I try it a different
I'm
way?
here also for episode
Strokes
spooky.
at the Crombo.
I'm here for episode spooky name.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
as far
good.
as it goes. Anyways,
Okay, sorry.
After the mile-long eyelid droop.
After a half hour of your high eyelids just
Oh.
slowly coming down over your eyes,
I'm
you regain
already
awareness. You regain awareness, and it is entirely dark. And you feel walls all around you, like up against you. You are entirely contained. You cannot see. From what you can tell, from what you hear nothing. Yeah.
So am I in a box? So there's a
It
lid.
seems like you're in a box.
Okay. I'm gonna try and press up on the top or like above my head. Does it give
Okay.
way?
You press on the top, and it does. It immediately gives way. What do you press with? Are you just like trying to stand up? Are you using
I
your
think
limbs?
I'm doing my fingertips. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing fingertips to like do a testing. Does it give? And when I feel that it will give, I'm gonna do a little peer, a little peek. Just my eyebrow, just like my eyes above the crocodile in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. You reach up and you immediately. I mean, you felt it on the top of your noggin there, that there was something above you, and so you reach up and you feel it immediately, and you begin pressing on it. And as you press on it, you feel something a little bit strange because you're not like. From what you can tell from your bodily feeling, you're not exactly pressing on it with your fingertips. You're pressing on it with like your shoulder somehow. Even though you tried to move your fingertips, it was your like it feels to you like your shoulder is the thing pressing. And when you press, the lid immediately gives way. And so you peek. You peek just a little bit. And you peek out, and you're in a like a concert hall. I don't know if Margery has ever seen a concert hall before, but this one's got like 800 seats. It's a medium large size concert hall. Maybe just regular medium. Anyways, you're in a concert hall, you're peeking, and the concert hall is entirely empty.
And I'm on the stage.
You sure are. You sure
The-
are.
Just my box. Just me in my box.
You and your box. Though as you now look down at your box, it's not a box. It's a metal stew pot.
Oh, ew, am I sitting in Sparkleoneous?
I wouldn't say sitting in.
Oh, is he in there?
Oh my god.
Thaddeus.
I cannot.
No,
Am I sitting in Sparkleoneous, you said? Oh no.
We switched.
Thaddeus, you
Yes.
are in a bizarre hallway. It's entirely made of metal.
Ooh.
Metal panels line the floor, ceiling, and walls. At the end of the hallway that you are in,
This is insane. It literally is triggering in me now. What the fuck? This is awesome. I'm so pumped. Oh my god.
hell yeah, you've realized what I'm up to.
I have.
Anyways, you're in this hallway. And at the end of the hallway is a window. At the other end of the hallway is a door. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to go look out the window first before I go through the door. So I'd
Oh,
like to
hell
go
yeah, you
peer
are.
out the window.
Okay. You go to look out the window. And as you approach the window, it looks like it's night. It's black outside this window. But as you approach the window, your perception of the night begins to change because, like, there are more stars than there should be out in this window. And
Oh.
from your knowledge, Thaddeus, of looking out at the sky at night, you know what the stars look like. These stars are different. These are different stars. They're all wrong. And as you get right up to the window and look down, you are stupefied because, like, Thaddeus has no idea what to make of any of this, to see an entire planet below you.
Oh,
Continent
yeah.
and oceans and clouds and forests and everything so big and so far away from you.
He pisses my overalls.
Wait.
Make a perception check, Thaddeus.
Oh boy.
Also, anyone
right.
can interrupt me to make checks at any time. I appreciate prompts to.
I don't know my world yet.
No, I know. Your time is coming.
I rolled, let's see, 12. And let me look at my pluses. Although I think they're my pluses.
Whoever has mine, sorry. My sheet's weird.
Yeah, so that's a total of 14.
Oh, are you looking at my sheet? I love that.
Okay. With a 14, as you sort of start away from the window, from this wild thing that you've seen, you catch a glimpse, sort of a flicker of your reflection in the window, and you see that you are in possession of a shock of curly red hair. You feel beneath your feet a rumbling.
Rumbling?
A rumbling.
Hey, pause for just a moment before you keep going. This is awesome, but you're breaking up a little bit here and there. Can you leave and come back in just to see if that refreshes it, Gabe? Were you guys hearing a little break up there too?
I was hearing it, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, cool.
Can't say that I'm a huge fan of Discord's new sound effects.
No.
The sort of the sproing noise that it makes when you rejoin is kind of fun, but like, no.
Oh, I silenced all my Discord effects long time ago. Discord is a silent application for me.
But the sproing is so happy. It's like, look.
It is kind of a happy sproing. How are we sounding, by the way?
It feels better now, right? When you joined, it was still a little off, but that was back to normal.
Okie doke. Anyways, Thaddeus, you feel a rumbling.
Mm-hmm.
And this rumbling is also different from any rumbling you've ever felt, because any previous rumbling has been an earthquake or some sort of natural phenomenon, but this one's got a much higher frequency than any sort of earthquake you've experienced before. It's a high frequency vibration almost, rather than a rumbling. And as you look out the window at the planet below you, the ship makes a jump. And you see the planet maddeningly quickly vanish from your sight, quickly becoming a blue-white dot amongst the stars.
Yeah, Thaddeus is officially freaking out a little bit.
Sparkleoneous shits his pants.
Yeah,
And by that I mean
oh
Thaddeus
my
is.
god! By that you mean Margery has to. Oh wait, yeah. Okay, hold on. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Margery looks in the pot to find. Never mind.
Sparkleoneous,
I can't. That's horrifying.
Sparkleoneous, you feel weird.
I feel weird.
You feel
Can I look down?
Yeah, you can. You can. You look
I look
down.
down.
You've got legs.
Oh, I've always got legs. Wait
But
a
how
minute, these
long
are
are they?
different.
You've got
These
bones.
are different.
I've got bones. I don't even know what those are.
And thus you feel very strange. You feel much more rigid.
I feel
And-
structured. I might
Mhm.
become an accountant.
You've got joints. You've got hair. It's wild. It's wild out here, and you are surrounded
Hold
by.
on. Do I have a mouth?
Yes.
Oh
How-
no.
But how
Sparkleoneous
long are all
screams.
of these things? Oh,
Margery, you don't have a mouth.
Oh, worse.
No, you can't do that.
Nope.
You don't have a mouth.
You can't scream. No screaming. You have no mouth, and you cannot scream.
I've definitely heard Sparkleoneous scream before. I thought for a second I was gonna have to talk like Sparkleoneous, but it seems like our accents.
he's learned how to vibrate,
has-
though.
has
that was a
not-
practice.
That's gonna get confusing for me here. So I don't want, as much as I would love everyone to try everyone else's voices. That does sound funny. We're gonna stick with what we're doing.
I'm Sparkleoneous.
I always talk like this. It's intrinsic to my being.
Turns out that's not the way it comes out of his mouth. That's just
Music
who he
comes
is.
from the soul.
Yep.
So you scream. And
This is hold on, really quick, hold on. Give me 1 second, it's coming to me. This is a fricked up Frindlethorpe type situation.
Nice. I like that. That's funny.
Nice.
Freaky Frindlethorpe.
This is a
freaky,
bump. I can't find a B one for Brindlethorpe. Brindlehop.
Freaky Frindlehop is pretty good.
I like, Fricky Frindlehop.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm screaming.
Yeah, you scream, and a gruff voice to your right says, "Save that for the battlefield, soldier."
Sparkleoneous
and
turns to his left and screams more.
You receive a sharp cuff to your midriff because the
oh no,
because
I've got
the-
a midriff now.
Yep, rib bones and everything. Because
how do you people live like this?
the one cuffing you is fairly short. I think a good 1.5 feet shorter than you are, so he cannot reach that high. But you turn, maybe, hopefully, you turn towards this this person, maybe.
Sure.
Sure.
I turn and look at him and I'm screaming.
He ignores your screams.
I
It
stop.
is a dwarf of indeterminate age, middle-aged, but like beyond that, who's to say? Black hair, big beard. As you turn towards him, continuing to scream, he shoves a battle axe into your arms and he says, "Take this."
Oh, a snack. Thank you. This handle made of wood?
It is, yes, but you shouldn't eat it. It's not good for a dwarf's digestion.
Oh, am I a dwarf?
I don't know how to answer that.
What do I look like? Describe me to me.
You're tall. You're really tall. You've got less facial hair than you should have. And it doesn't seem like you know what to do with that fucking axe in your hand.
Do I have any facial hair at all?
No.
Masculine or feminine?
Masculine.
Okay, alright. I can work with that.
Aye.
I
Well.
hoist the axe above my head quizzically.
That's much better, yeah.
Like this? Do I fight
Just
you?
like that. No, please don't.
Okay.
I'm much too small.
Alright.
Well, no. I'm much too dwarfish.
I mean, this is clearly a dream, so, I mean...
Hey,
I guess I'll
Hey.
go with you for now. Dream person.
Hey, you put that fourth wall right back up.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. Follow me.
Alright.
He leads you to a big set of double doors. You see around you many other dwarves running about, prepping armor, hammering things, sharpening other things, and generally readying themselves. Haribo.
Yeah.
You're sitting in a courtroom.
Eh.
You are surrounded by folks. They seem like regular folks based on what you have seen of this world.
Me too.
And as you look around at all these different folks, a gavel clangs, and your attention is diverted immediately to the front of the room.
Have I made myself look like a regular person? I know the answer to this, obviously. Have I made myself look like a regular person so I can hide amongst this crowd? I ask, hopefully.
You attempt to change your form, and nothing happens.
Yeah. What form
but
am
when
I
you
in?
do it, you are in the form of a 10-year-old girl wearing a black and white checkered dress. As you look down on at yourself, though, something strange happens. A glowing rune appears on your upper right thigh. It glows brightly blue for a second, and then disappears.
Cover it up with my dress, I guess.
It's on top of your dress.
Oh well.
Look,
I don't know what that was.
Gavel, gavel, gavel. The judge's gavel goes down. Clang, clang.
order in the court.
Bring in the convict.
Can we please stick with gavel making the sound gavel? I love that
Gavel,
so
gavel.
much. Gavel, gavel, gavel.
Gavel, gavel.
That's a Pokemon.
It is almost. And an elderly, or at least close to elderly, man is led into the room. He is mostly bald. He's got like a monk's fringe of hair around his scalp, and he wears circular bottle cap glasses.
Do I recognize him?
Tricky. I think you have to. I think you. No. You know what? No. Nope. No. You do not recognize him, Haribo.
Am I just like sitting in this floor? Am I in cuffs? Like what's like my
Nope.
position?
You're in like a pew basically.
Okay.
You're like seated in the courtroom.
Oh, sick. Okay. Oh, then I watch.
Yeah, no. This dude's got hand and foot shackles. And he is let out, and the judge says, for your crimes of the poisoning of 13 people, you are hereby sentenced to the rest of your life in jail, with the possibility of parole if you check the rule books for how that works. Gavel, gavel. Oh wait, he never said the name. I don't have a great way of redoing that, so
If you just say it now, I'll just jam it in there.
Carmine Ridgeback, you are hereby sentenced to life in prison for the poisoning of 13 innocent folks. Gavel, gavel.
Wow, I leaned to the person next to me. Strict court. There wasn't even a fuck. What do you call them? You call there wasn't even a debate. Nope.
trial?
Leave all
not
this
even
process.
not even a trial. Straight to sentencing.
The person leans back in and says, "Yeah, this is a sentencing hearing."
That makes a lot more sense.
I wouldn't expect you to understand that. You're 10.
I don't appreciate that.
This conversation happens before the sentencing, I will say. And
Gavel.
when the gavel goes, gavel, gavel, and at that second gavel, the entire setting changes. Suddenly, you are in the woods.
Jesus. It all feels so real.
Margery, you're in an empty auditorium.
I look down at myself. Am I?
You're a pile of goo. You, Margery Ridgeback, are a pile of goo.
This is not good.
Margery.
Might you even say she was moist?
Yeah, damp even.
Margery Ridge Goop.
Margery goo.
Okay, I don't think it'll work, but I try to cast a Toll of the Dead. Does anything happen?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Okay, well, I better slurp up this pot. How do I do that? Do I roll for slurping?
No.
For slurping.
I don't see on your character sheet where you put your
as fun as that sounds.
number.
As fun as that sounds.
What are my bonuses on slurping?
If I had thought of that, then I would have made Lawrence make a check for his meat body. But I didn't, so no.
Oh,
no
a meat
check.
body definitely has to make a check for slurping.
Oh, okay. Well, then both ways. Sparkleoneous and Margery make Constitution saves.
8.
Okay, Constitution. Do I look at? I guess I don't look at my numbers, do I?
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
You're still you. You have numbers. I'm not gonna make you swap character sheets. That's so much work.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh. I got a 22.
Holy shit! Yeah, you slurp right out of there.
I'm a natural.
You crit your slurping check?
Man, yeah, I rolled a 19.
Nice. Yeah, you You just place yourself right out of that pot and onto the stage. And now you are on stage in an empty auditorium. The lights are warm.
Okay. Then I take the pot with me. But what did Lawrence roll for not foreplay?
8.
You rolled an 8. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Okay. All right, fair enough. What
No, we
slurps around
won't. Not this
what,
episode.
what slurps around comes around, I guess. Then so I'm on the stage. Is there like a backstage door?
Yes. Yeah. You check around. There is a stage exit.
And I'm gonna go over there. So I'm gonna ride that 22 and figure out how to freaking move. And I'm gonna peer. Oh, I don't have eyes.
No, I mean now that you're out of the pot, you can see. You've seen this whole auditorium.
No, I know, but I'm like looking around the
Yeah,
corner.
no eyes, just perception.
Yep, you're feeling it more than seeing it.
Okay, so I feel around the corner. And there's like, do I hear any voices or anyone coming?
No voices, complete silence.
Okay.
Do you interact with the door?
Yeah. Do I just have to roll a new number or?
Nope. You
Okay.
open the door. You open the door, and through the door you see a wide vista of hills. But the hills aren't the important thing. The important thing is the huge battle taking place on the hills. A war is being fought through this doorway.
Oh.
Yep, that's what's through there.
Close that right back up.
Sparkleoneous.
Back to
Yeah.
auditorium, I guess.
With a towering 8, you awkwardly totter your way. I don't think
I walk like a
that you have
toddler.
knees.
I don't
All
have
straight
knees.
legs.
Oh yeah.
Not
I
that you
walk
know
like
of.
Cotton from the King of the Hill.
Yeah, you're like
He
the
walks
Tin
like he doesn't
Woodsman.
have knees.
Yeah.
Waddle.
Yeah, he waddles. That's absolutely right.
Yeah, you waddle your way to this big double door, and the dwarf in front of you says, "All right, just through here." And he gives the door a shove, and the door opens, and suddenly you are standing on a cliff, on a ridge overlooking
The back
sweeping
of a
hills.
ridge.
Nope. Other way. Turn around.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, over there. See it? Yeah. Over there, sweeping hills. And on these hills, an immense battle is being fought. You are standing on this ridge next to two people. One is a powerful-looking elven fighter of some sort. She doesn't acknowledge you, and you do not recognize her. On your other side, you do recognize the face of a younger Lord Thorn. He stands with sword held aloft, urging the soldiers on into battle.
Oh, I know that guy.
And I know you, Thaddeus.
Oh, my name's Sparkleoneous. Oh. Yeah, I'm here to fight for you, Lord. Are you ready for battle?
I was born ready for battle, and you're
Don't
not
I
fighting.
know it?
You're not fighting for me. You're fighting beside me.
Well, I mean, I'm not fighting against you. I guess unless we get like dramatically pushed against each other, that'd be all right. Yeah, I'm fighting next to you. I'm ready.
And as you say that, suddenly you are in the midst of battle. Roll a melee attack.
All right.
Oh boy.
Strength check. All right, here we go. And I'm two-handing it.
Use your action surge. Use your action surge.
I got a 14.
Hey, a 14 is not bad.
This is a pretty normal roll.
Yeah.
That's your roll,
He's got
right?
that toddler
Did you
strength.
add strength stuff from Thaddeus?
No, I'm
no
me.
Thaddeus stuff. It's
I'm me.
Sparkleoneous.
Oh.
Just Sparkleoneous stuff.
No swapping of
As
character
usual.
sheets.
Oh.
Yeah, you are in the thick of battle, and a hobgoblin runs up on you. And as you he doesn't exactly run up on you. He is not even focused on you. He is trying to attack Lord Thorn, who is shoulder to shoulder with you in combat with another hobgoblin. And you step in and meet his charge with your battle axe and bury it in him and shove him back. And all around you there is combat and carnage and battlefield and everything. How do you feel about that, Sparkleoneous?
Bad. I need to save my boy though. I definitely know that. I'm shoulder to shoulder with Ungar.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like tottering around, so like I am leaning against him, like probably more than he would like. But I am doing that.
What a sight.
It is.
It was definitely cooler when you did it. Let's just put it that way.
Straight up using him as a crutch.
Yeah. Take this.
Okay. Thaddeus.
Yes.
Yes. Horrible things have happened that you've seen horrible things happen. But now the window is dark. Perhaps just a blur of lights outside. You're welcome to stand and be flabbergasted by all of this for as long as you'd like. At the other end of the hallway, though, is a door.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to head towards the door.
You head towards the door, and as you approach it, much to your astonishment, it slides open all by itself. You suspect sorcery.
Yeah, I would say so.
Inside of this doorway is a baffling room. Lights glow from every wall, flickering on and off in rhythmic patterns that defy your comprehension. Different
Definitely
apparatus are set up, perhaps for experiments of some sort. It's difficult for you to make heads or tails of what is going on in the periphery of this room. However, your attention is drawn to a plinth in the center of the room. And sitting on that plinth is a belt. A familiar-looking belt.
Well, I would be drawn to the familiarity of that belt, if nothing else.
We all are. We all are.
We all are. And as we all draw around this belt, you recognize it. It's obviously Haribo's weird belt. I don't know. You don't know what it's doing here on this plinth, but you know those lights. You know that sequence of buttons. Haribo presses that button to make his weird synth noises.
Yes. I can make music.
And that's it. That's all it
Do you?
does.
It's his time to shine.
You gonna press
Do
the
you
button?
is a great question.
First, I would reach out with anticipation to grab it, which might be when I might notice those aren't my hands.
Yeah, those aren't your hands, are they? They are soft. Soft and uncalloused.
Savage.
Oh, they're engineers'
Uh,
hands. They might have like
just-
burn marks and scars and shit.
No,
Sorry,
no.
Haribo. Yeah, okay. There's a
God said
couple
they're
little
soft.
burns and stuff,
You
but
know.
the palms are not calloused.
No, not a working man's palm for sure.
This will never do.
Yeah, no. This is
Starts
this is
rubbing them on the
bizarre.
ground.
Can I pick it up and put it on, or what?
It does not appear to be attached to the plinth in any way. It's just sitting
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna grab it and attempt to equip it, buckle it. I don't know what the proper term is for magical.
Doff.
Oh, it
Don.
just sort of
Don,
comes
yes.
apart in
Don.
the back, and then when you place the ends together, they just sort of fuse back together. It's
Okay.
a wonderful feeling.
If I recall seeing Haribo do that, that would be the motion I would attempt to emulate.
Okay. You pick up the belt and you take it and press it to your waist and start to try and cinch it behind you. And just as you hear the belt click, you see the space in front of you. Just above this plinth, you see it ripple.
Oh, now what have I done? I don't recall pressing any buttons yet.
And as it ripples and as you hear the click of your of the belt cinching together, a spark of green lightning, or at least green looking electricity, jumps from the belt to the ripple, which and green fissures appear in the sides of this ripple, and they spread until they encompass your field of vision. Suddenly, there is a second ripple amongst these green webs of energy, and your vision goes white.
Oh boy! All right.
I'm going to take a brief break to refill my coffee. I will be back, but when we get back, it is Haribo's turn.
You hear that? You heard that, Mike? You're up again. Oh wait, me. Yeah. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready to be a 10-year-old girl. You know,
All right,
there
while
was
he
a
refills
moment.
coffee,
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm
no
going to
doubt.
refill my water. I'll be right back.
Where I was worried, like, oh, I remember there's a lot of like weird between Margery and Haribo, and then he's like, "You're a 10-year-old girl." And I was like, couldn't be weird now.
You're gonna know me on a different level, I guess.
Yeah, I think that I think my weirdest part is that I don't know that I'm you right now. I
It's
wouldn't
true.
have any clue that I'm you. You know,
You're
I'm
just
just a
a-
10-year-old
you're just a
girl in
little
my
girl.
dream. I'm along for the ride.
Who's
Yeah,
to say these are dreams?
I mean, me. I'm a 10-year-old girl. I have no idea.
Could be
I
magic.
just went to sleep.
Just saying.
That's
He doesn't
it.
believe in magic.
It
Do
could
you
be.
believe in magic?
I guess at this point, a number of days ago before we're even more banned people. Like I imagine we don't have Candra yet, even so. My
I wonder what Barson's dreaming about.
journey is less
Do
complete.
you think Barson is Gib?
Barson
my
and Gibbs
God.
switch places. They're both
I
just
thought-
sleeping still.
I was kind of hoping one of us was going to wake up as Gib.
In
I love
Barson's
that.
dream, he's tied to
To a tree.
Thaddeus. Or to a tree, yeah, also to a tree.
Thaddeus is
Around,
good
like in the
too.
middle of the battle, there's a tree, and Barson's tied to it in Gibbs' body.
And
That's pretty funny.
And Gib is just drinking at a bar.
Gib has to manage Sparkleoneous.
living Barson's normal life.
It's honest work.
I don't think it is all the time.
It's probably not.
Yeah, what's Stuve dreaming about? I would have fucking blown up if you were like, and also you're Barson, or you're like, if you picked any one of us to be like one of these silly NPCs. I'm really super into this. I was blown away when I started catching on. I was loving it.
I'm here for it. You gotta. I mean, once you put out like a call to the Discord that you want people's nightmares, shame on you. Those of you that didn't give me nightmares. Then people come in expecting something, so you got to turn it on its ear somehow.
Yeah, I mean, that was cool. Well done.
Yeah. Bonus thanks to Anaclin, who helped me with figuring out how this all comes together.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool. So I'm a girl, and I'm in a forest.
You are.
And
You're a
some of
girl.
us don't even know what our nightmares are.
You're a girl and you're in a forest.
Am I still 10?
No.
Mm.
No. Now you are perhaps 13. Though you are still, as far as you can tell, wearing the same dress that you were from before. And it does look like it has gone through 3 years of wear and tear between now and then.
Am I just deep in the woods? Is there any?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to put the scene
Okay.
in the right way. Okay. You are in the woods and you are hiding behind a bush. You're not alone, however. Hunkering next to you behind this bush is a skeleton. The two of you hunker together and
Jesus.
peek out. Yep, straight up skeleton. There it is.
I've got
peek
one of
out.
those in me now.
I poke it.
I thought it was
poke
going to
the
be my
skeleton?
nemesis. I thought it was going to
Yeah,
be my
what is
my
it?
arch nemesis,
Your arch nemesis.
the little
What-
boy that Godfrey.
Oh, well,
Sit down and buckle up. We'll get to the adventure.
No, skeleton.
Margery.
You poked the
Oh,
skeleton. Yeah,
I do
yeah,
poke the
go for it.
skeleton.
yeah, you poke the skeleton. You notice the skeleton is the skeleton of a child, perhaps a couple years younger than you are. The skeleton turns and looks at you and pokes you back with camaraderie.
I look back out of the bush uncomfortably.
Out of the bush, you see a snare, a baited snare. It is presently empty, but you are behind this bush watching the snare, waiting for
Kinda-
something
kind of baits in
to
that
stray.
snare. Oh, I'm waiting. Never mind. I pull in my curiosity.
Some sort of meat is in the snare.
I
though,
don't.
Just as
I
far
don't
as
need meat. Am I hungry? Wait. Am I hungry?
are you gonna try and eat the meat out of the snare?
I don't
You
know. How hungry am I?
You are not hungry, as far as you can tell.
Then no, I'm not gonna eat the meat out of the snare.
It's good
Not
because it's
yet.
raw.
Well, yeah, I would
Raw-
cook it. I'm not just gonna like.
raw bat meat.
I'm not just. Oh well, okay. Bat meat. It just depends on how hungry I am.
Okay, snob.
Yeah, right. Beggars can't be choosers, but I don't know what I am, so I'll hold off my opinions till the end. But I guess I'm not hungry, so I'll watch.
Am I a beggar or a chooser?
Right. Well, currently I'm choosing not to eat this meat. As I try to go, the skeleton puts a hand on my shoulder.
Yeah, shakes his head just very slowly.
I nod back
Don't
and
eat
then
that.
I look at the meat this time instead.
You look at the meat, and as you look at the meat, you see a rustle in the bushes. And out of the bushes, snuffling around on the ground, emerges a ferret. And the ferret noses around on the ground,
Oh.
and then perks his head up when he scents the meat, and sort of trundles over to the snare, and grabs the meat and is ensnared. And now you have snared a ferret, and the skeleton is looking at you.
Yeah, I look at the skeleton.
He points down to your waist,
I-
where you look down and see a small knife hanging from a belt.
I point down at his waist where he looks down and sees the release key for that snare. No, I shrug as that disappears into my nightmare, and I guess I take out the knife.
I mean, you're welcome to point down at his waist where he looks down
I
and there's
point
just
as his
Elvis
skeleton.
bones. Yeah, he
At
looks
his
down.
skeleton. What?
Yeah, no, he feels around in his pelvis to make sure there's nothing there.
Okay, I nod, and then I pull out the knife and I look it over. Is it just a knife?
It is, yeah. Just
I mean, I'm not hungry. I don't want to be hungry later.
No, I mean, as you pull it out, there is a couple of runes on the blade itself. But for the most part, this is just a knife.
I look at the knife, I look at the ferret, and I look at the skeleton, and I sort of like point at the ferret with the knife, and I like shrug.
Mm-hmm. The skeleton is nodding. He gives you a
Okay.
shove.
All right, I guess. It's a weird dream. Skeletons and little girls, I say as I trudge across the clearing towards the ferret. Do what? Do I just kill it or what? What is this?
The skeleton's giving you a big double thumbs up.
All right then. I do. I don't know. Do you want? How much do you want from this?
No, I do not.
I
that's
bend
about as much
down
as
and
I
then
want
it,
from
and it
this.
goes
You,
into darkness.
Yep, you bring down the knife, and all of a sudden you are somewhere else.
Not back in my tent, I assume.
Nope, you sure aren't back in your tent. You are now holding a very dead ferret in your hands.
Whew. Star wipe.
Rachel
Starlight.
trauma.
Some of us didn't give me nightmares, so I
It's
had to make them
true.
up.
It's true. This seems accurate.
You stand in front of a bonfire holding a dead ferret.
I feel sad.
Oh man.
I don't know. I feel like
There it is. All right.
there's probably a little bit of a blend here, right? Like Haribo doesn't. I don't think that Haribo has any fucking clue still what's going on. He's just having a dream, as far as he's aware. He's having a weird one, like maybe he took something that he wasn't aware of, but he's having a weird old dream. But I'd say he feels sad about this. Like at a minimum, he feels sad. It's I think after the star wipe, it's probably more gruesome, right? Than we're leading on with the star wipe. Like it's a little bit more of a mess in his hands than we're letting on.
We didn't do any of the actual stabbing. We star wiped when you brought the knife down. So like now you're standing and holding in your hands the aftermath of that.
What was once a ferret. Still ferret enough for what has to come next, I question, as I look at the bonfire and the ferret.
The bonfire swirls and turns gray, and then becomes a portal. And from this portal steps Zogmoth. Zogmoth, the mummy-looking lich, who is full of various glass apparatus containing globules of slowly moving magic that are interspersed throughout his various bodily cavities.
No, thank you. I'm okay.
Child, I see that you've brought me your chosen familiar specimen. Bring it here.
I think I mangled it a little bit.
No matter.
Okay. And I step
Hold
forward.
it out.
Oh, all right. I do. A piece like falls, and I like pick up the piece real quick and I put it back on top.
Oh God. He ignores this and waves his hand once slowly over the corpse of the ferret. And from its mouth emerges a wispy puff of light blue smoke, which he draws out and into the entrance valve for his various glass apparatus. And into his glass it goes, and you watch the colors change and the globules move as this wisp passes through the various bottles and containers within him, and changes colors and shapes and different things as it goes through him, and then it passes out a valve at his hip, and he takes it out and just jams it right into the ferret's belly, and the ferret writhes and twitches and flails about, and then is still, and then it perks up, and it looks at Zogmoth, and it turns around and it looks at you, and then
Puts its
it
foot up
flails
and
about,
It puts it right back on its arm.
it flails about trying to scramble up your arm to sort of be on your neck.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh no! And then it's up on my shoulder. I'm like, thank you.
Its cold little feet are on your neck.
It curls around your neck like a little scarf. Wonder, just a
Like
little.
And it's
hug for your
not
neck. It's a hug for your neck.
mangled anymore. Is it still all mangled?
Oh, I should have described that. Yes, as the vapor is inserted back into the ferret, you watch as all of your handiwork is slowly erased and repaired to create an entire whole ferret.
I gotta get better at that.
I mean, you got to have all of his bits attached, at least to start.
Yikes.
Margery, you are looking through a door onto a battlefield. Make a perception check for me.
That's a it's only a 12.
Okay. With a 12, you sweep the battlefield with your gaze, looking over it for anything of interest, and a flash of gold catches your attention, and you see a warrior dressed in golden embossed armor, swinging his great sword back and forth, laying waste to the goblins that surround him, and tottering back to back with him, legs locked in an unnatural, very, very straight, non-fighting position, is another person who looks vaguely familiar to you. There's a young Thaddeus out there.
I squint my pebbles to see better.
No pebbles for you.
I don't have pebbles?
No pebbles. Pebbles are a
I think
canon event.
yeah,
We are
Margery gave
pre-canon
him
here.
pebbles so that she didn't have to worry about it anymore.
I wasn't
I
know
guess-
where his eyes were.
I mean, if you wanted to scoop up some whatever from the ground to put into yourself, I guess you could for eyes.
Bits of old armor.
A couple of screws. Anywho,
Okay.
you see young Thaddeus leaning against a warrior dressed in gold, making feeble but somehow effective attempts at warfare.
Okay. Tough. I don't have my gator. So I'm just a blob. Do I have a horn? Can I try and play a horn?
Yeah, you do. You've got a horn.
But it's not my squeeze horn. I only know my squeeze horn. This complicated instrument.
Who knows what you know?
That's true. Okay. I'm gonna try and get their attention with the horn because I don't know if I can yell as a blob.
Are you trying to do this from your side of the door, or are you going to try and go through?
Oh, I guess I'll just be like, not. I don't want to be in the fight because I'm blob. I'm not sure how I take damage.
Poorly.
So I'm gonna be like doors open, I'm gonna do a little doot doot, boot doot boot boot, through the door and try and get their attention.
So you're not going through the doorway.
No.
No. Okay. You play your horn. Make a performance check.
Oh, performance. I don't even know what that is. Okay. P. Oh. 13?
Okay. You play your horn, and you play it pretty okay. And you would expect that from the playing you're playing, someone would respond or react or whatever. But there is no reaction from the fighters in the doorway.
That's just rude. Can I throw something?
Yes, sure. What do you want to throw?
Just like, so there's no reaction. But I was trying to see if this kind of dream is if he's in his own dream, if our dreams can't interact with each other.
I mean, you can see his dream, so they can definitely interact in some way.
That's true. Okay, how far away did you say the young Thaddeus is?
He's in the shot from the doorway. You can see him. He's probably 50 feet away from where you're at. I don't know.
Damn.
Like, perspective is difficult. You're looking through a doorway at them, so.
That's fair. How close is the closest squabble to where I am?
10 feet, I guess. Yeah. Just below the shot that you see, there are dwarves and goblins fighting.
Okay, I'm going to put my pot kind of in the front of my body, like a little shield.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go outside and see if I can get the attention, because I'm a blob orb of young Thaddeus, to see if maybe young Thaddeus recognizes me.
Okay. Sparkleoneous, make a perception check.
With my new eyeballs,
Yeah, with your straight up real deal actual sense organs.
These ones got lids too. You gotta blink, they're gonna get dry.
12. Oh, I just blinked for the first time.
Sweet relief.
Oh, that's much better.
For like the briefest of seconds, you see in the air your pot for some reason.
Hey.
Yeah, that's weird.
I recognize that.
Margery, you are leaning through the doorway to try and get attention, and you fall through.
Oh, hits.
Mhm. Whoa! And then down on the ground, you are in the midst of battle.
I try and slurp up to be small. I don't get stepped on.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, what's my plus? Please be something good. Dexterity. So 1. Okay, so that would be a 14.
Okay, yeah. With a 14, you land and you see that you are almost surrounded by hobgoblins who turn and brandish their various weapons at you. And you're like, oh no, and slurp back inside of your pot. And you hear all around you clanging as various goblinoid weapons bounce off against your pot.
This is so not good. Is there any way to Can I turn the bottom of myself into like little feet, like a starfish, and kind of like try and scuttle my way using feel my peepers of perceiving through the ground to try and not get stepped on? Like a little horseshoe crab, but I'm a pot.
That's adorable.
Make an intelligence check for me. I
Intelligence
love
check.
that, but I want you to like figure out how to move your body.
Yeah, there is a way to do that, but can you do it?
Oh, it's a nat
Yeah.
20. Nat 20.
Oh,
Oh my
hell
god.
yeah.
You're having such a
You-
better time.
You emerge, you extend 5 little tendrils from the lid of the pot down to the ground. And so now you are a wandering pot, able to perceive using
I
your
love it.
legs as to what is going on, and just sort of wandering around down at shin height.
I'm better at being Sparkleoneous than Sparkleoneous. I'm a freaking crab.
Trying
Well,
to
then
figure
Sparkleoneous
out
is at being a
Sparkleoneous.
dwarf, yeah.
where
I'm a Crabalonious.
better at being Sparkleoneous than Sparkleoneous is at being a dwarf for sure.
It's true.
Thaddeus.
I'm trying to get
Yes.
towards that. I'm trying to get towards the young Thaddeus. That's where I'm crabbing towards. Like, I'm trying to get out of battle, but then towards where I feel Thaddeus.
For sure,
Street
for
crabbing.
sure. Yeah, you were heading in the direction that you saw young Thaddeus and the Golden Warrior. Who is Lord Thorn?
I believe you mean crabbing in the direction.
Yeah,
It's true,
crabbing
I'm
in the
crabbing.
direction. Anyways, Thaddeus,
Indeed.
you just went through some kind of explosion,
Yeah.
and now you're in a cave.
Now I'm in a cave?
Yep.
Okay.
You're in a cave and it's really dark. Except for your belt, which is glowing a little bit, little lights winking on and off. You you hear something immense moving in the dark. And
Uh,
a voice, a deep rumbling voice, the deepest voice you've ever heard, which is saying something, since this is Thaddeus I'm talking to. The deepest voice you've ever heard says, "Well, what have we here?" And a pair of eyes, dark purple with slitted pupils, appear a good 15 feet above your head as you are looking up at these eyes. And the voice says, "Well, aren't you such a fascinating little one to have strayed into my cave?"
uh, yeah. No offense was intended. I'm clearly here by mistake. I would like to just go, if that's okay. I will just exit quickly if you can point me in the right direction.
Oh no. There's no need for all that. Stay a while. Have some tea.
Tea.
And out of the darkness emerges a hand. A purple mottled hand covered in welts and warts and um and various lesions. And this hand is pinching between its fingers almost as big as your limbs.
Oh,
pinching between its fingers a regular-sized teapot.
Uh,
It sets the teapot down in front of you and withdraws. Moments later, the other hand emerges, just the same, just as mottled and strange and horrible, holding a saucer containing a teacup, and boop, sets it down in front of you.
did these gigantic hands just set it on the floor?
Yes, in front of you.
Okay, then I'm going to sit and pour the tea, but I'm going to have one hand on the belt, ready to just frantically push all the buttons if I need to.
That's
Because
Haribo's
I have
trick
no
too.
idea what they do, but I figure if I press them all, something's got to happen.
I love that. I love that Thaddeus treats Haribo's belt the same way a first-time Mortal Kombat player would treat a game controller.
If I press
Oh yeah,
every
you
button,
just
I get to do
mash the
every
buttons.
action.
Exactly.
Yeah, Thaddeus is a born button masher.
Yeah.
Which
Thaddeus
I'm
wishes now that
I'm
maybe
gonna
he'd
have to
pay
remember
better attention.
if ever Thaddeus interacts with Haribo's belt, I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah.
Born button masher. Okay. So you're pouring yourself some tea? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Does the tea look and smell normal? There's nothing
It looks
off?
normal. It
Okay.
looks normal. It smells a little weird. Not like bad, I guess, but not exactly like tea. More like a combination of like pine sap and mold.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, I will take a sip.
It's fungal, but it is nutritious. Feel free to enjoy my hospitality. The eyes, which I have described as a color, a specific
Mhm.
one that I no longer remember.
Purple.
Purple.
Purple. There it is. The purple eyes have never left your field of view. They don't seem to blink very often, and they stare down at you intently.
Yeah, Sparkleoneous isn't blinking very often either.
No. Neither is Margery right now, I guess.
Neither does this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
No.
Thaddeus is feeling very out of his depth at this point. This is like to the point where he almost can't put together a comprehensive plan of action as he normally would.
Oh yeah. I love that for him, and so because of that, we will switch perspectives. Sparkleoneous. You see trundling up through the knees and shins of the various combatants around you. You see your own pot. It's even got that nick you know from that one time.
There it is again.
You know for sure that this is your pot, and you see your own original legs, even your pseudopod emerging from the pot and clambering around, trying to avoid all of the different fighters. What do you do?
I'm gonna go up to the pot and knock on the top.
Okay, make a Constitution save.
Yep. 8. I think I rolled that last time too.
Dreadful. A dreadful number. You try and chase after this pot. but it is a little bit far from you, and as you are running after it, a goblin that you hadn't noticed charges into you, shield first, and knocks you over with your terrible straight ass legs.
Mhm.
And now you're on the ground, and he is above you with his shield, ready to stab right at you. Margery, you're in a pot with all your legs out, and you see the strange lock-legged Thaddeus knocked over and about to be done in by a pointy shield from a goblin.
Ah, I'm gonna can I like projectile shoot the pot at the goblin? Like shoot the
I'm
pot out
sorry,
of
what?
myself?
How?
Throw it. I guess throw it as hard as I
Throw it.
can.
Throw it.
I'm sure that like
Okay.
you can pull back, and then if you lunge forward, you can push yourself up through the pot, right? You're definitely throwing
Yeah,
it, but it could look
I'm
like
sure there's a way to. I'm sure there's a way to do that.
You
Yeah.
undulate the pot out of yourself.
Yeah, you ripple slightly and like launch it off of yourself. I guess make a ranged attack. So,
I,
and
I
it's
love the
basically a
little
dexterity check.
sidebar of better ways to be Sparkleoneous.
Oh, I'm gonna Sparkleoneous so hard after this.
I'm I'm really here for everyone like making themselves at home in other people's characters and just seeing what happens.
I rolled a 17.
Oh hell yeah, yeah, okay. Sparkleoneous, you see this goblin raise his shield up and bring it down, only to be absolutely domed by a soup pot that you do recognize.
clang.
New dent.
Long.
New dent unlocked.
um, yeah, no, knocks him right over, and he falls back, and in his place is a blob that you know so well that it might even be you, but it's not because you're a very tall dwarf instead.
Thaddeus? I'm gonna say this as I'm trying to get back to my pot.
Yeah, hell yeah, you guys have to in character figure it all out.
Thaddeus, is that you?
Yeah, it's me, Thaddeus. Hello.
Sparkleoneous, is that you?
Yeah. Is that you, Sparkleoneous?
No, it's it's Margery. I wish.
Oh, okay.
Sparkleoneous, is that you?
How's it going?
Yes,
Are you liking it in there?
I'm Sparkleoneous. I don't have eyelids.
I do have
song.
eyelids. I don't like it very much.
I miss my eyelids.
Do you need help?
Yeah, if you could just pick up the pot. We need to find the others. If I'm assuming if you're here, everyone else should be here too. Can you pick
I think
things
so.
up?
I don't know exactly
know
where
how
I
To
am.
Thaddeus's face in front of a window, wide-eyed as he's going through hyperspace.
I don't know where he is, but yeah, I'm probably.
Okay. All right.
We need to protect Lord
Sparkleoneous.
Ungar.
Okay. Hell yeah. I love the instinct to protect Lord Ungar instead. Sparkleoneous, I guess, in your haste, you get up and you scoop up the Margery Sparkleoneous.
Yep.
And hustle back to where Lord Thorn is fighting goblins. And it's a good thing you do because he is in the midst of being overrun. And so the two of you charge in there, make mega attack rolls, the both of you.
What do I add to an attack roll? It's been so long.
My guess would be +2, but I don't know.
Are you
+1,
doing?
+2,
I
somewhere
mean,
in there.
it's probably strength.
I've
Strength.
got a 12.
I got a plus. You said add strength to it.
Yes.
Okay, I got a 15.
Oh yeah, okay. Margery and Sparkleoneous charge in there. Sparkleoneous with Thad's body, like puts his shoulder into a goblin and knocks him over, and then from the crook of Sparkleonious's elbow, a phrase which will never be said again, emerges the blob that is Margery, who engulfs and bogs down another goblin, allowing Lord Thorn to regain his stance, or whatever it is, his posture. What is it that they break
Poise?
in, like poise? There it is.
Poise.
Thank you. I was about to say in Dark Souls. Yes, poise. Yes, Lord Thorn regains his poise and is once again able to serve as a bulwark against the tides of goblins. Margery, make a perception check. Actually, Sparkleoneous, you also. Both of you.
4.
Oh, I have a +5 to perception. Okay, 18.
Yeah, that makes sense. Margery, not like super far away, but somewhat across the battlefield, you see a door. It is a wooden door. It appears to have been naturally grown, so it is made of like tree roots and branches and such, and it is freestanding in the middle of the battlefield. No one else on the battlefield seems to have noticed that this door exists.
Hey, Sparkleoneous,
Yeah.
do you see a door over there? And I point
Where?
with some blob over to where I see the door.
Oh, good job. Oh yeah, it's over there. Where do you think that goes?
Well, it's better than here. Let's go, man.
Sure. Ungar! Ungar,
Yeah, yes, Thaddeus.
there's more battle this way.
Bring Ungar through the dream with you. Yes.
Wait, are you asking me to come with you?
There's battle that needs your attention here, and I'm supposed to protect you, so
It needs my attention.
yes.
Show me where.
Come along then. I mean,
Ah!
let's go murder.
Murder!
You know, Ungar Thorn.
Ungar
Ungar Thorn,
Thorn,
everybody.
ladies and gents. There it is. Yep. There now you've seen him in his pre-lord
Natural state.
days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There were a
Should
bunch of
this
other
dream
lords, but he
include
killed
his
them
tragic
off.
backstory? Maybe, but I don't have time for that.
His tragic backstory is that he went through a dream door, and now this happens.
Yeah.
Okay. What was I doing? Okay. It's got to be Haribo's turn. Gotta be
I have a
Haribo's turn. And
scarf.
Yes, you've just been gifted a scarf.
You've got the scarf, Esquire.
A lawyer in 2 different counties.
And a ferret on my shoulder.
I always wondered
I
what
shall
Esquire
call
means. Thanks,
you-
Gabe.
Pretty sure that does mean lawyer. I can't say
shall-
for certain.
Call you Jameson.
Jameson. Yes, Jameson the ferret that Haribo has. Okay.
So yeah, I lived the rest of my days out with Jameson in peace. This is a good dream.
Hell yeah,
This is a
I
good
love
dream.
that for you. Except that it's not correct.
Shit.
And
Sorry, that
In-
part was a dream.
and
You wake up from the second dream, but not the first. Oh.
instead, suddenly you're in the clouds.
Oh boy.
You're in the clouds, and Zogmoth is also there.
Is Scarf here?
All the players recognize this scene, as does Margery. We're back in whatever episode we were in, where Margery got to look down from the clouds. Except now it's Haribo. Haribo is up in the clouds, with Zogmoth, and Zogmoth says, "You aren't my child, are you?"
Haribo looks at himself. He looks at Zogmoth and he says, I
This
really
time you
don't
are
think so.
recognizably Margery.
Oh, wait.
when you look
Okay,
at
because
yourself.
it's current. Okay, I look at myself and I say, whoa. Maybe I have been this whole time. Yes, I am Margery. Margery, what'd she say? Ridgeback. And this is Jameson.
Yeah, does Dogmoth know the name of my ferret to know if it's the real me?
You're a good liar, Haribo.
Thanks.
Tamagotchi.
I grew up as an urchin. How do you know?
But I
my
see
name?
you for who you really are. It appears that you have entered a dream space, which
Yeah,
has
that's what I
allowed
thought.
you to connect with planes outside your perception.
Does that mean I can do anything I want here? I try to fly around. Whoosh.
Yeah,
He
okay,
makes that
yeah.
sound with
You
his
know what?
mouth.
You know what? Make a
Yes.
wisdom save. Make a wisdom check right there. You know what?
Cool.
Lucid dreaming, right? Let's go.
18.
Yeah,
Hell
18. Yeah, you start to fly. You're
Ah.
up in the air and zipping around. And Zogmoth is watching you and is like, "I'm glad you're enjoying the dream space."
Hold on 1 second. I'm loving it. He shakes his. Can I do another one to like shake myself back into Haribo shape?
Yes,
like-
but this check will be way harder.
Sure. I just want to look like Haribo.
Give it a shot.
What's wrong with how I look?
Nothing's wrong with how you look. I just know that I can do the thing. Like, now I know that this is Margery's story, but I can look like Haribo while I do it. Plus, it'll be funny when Haribo spots Haribo and they could do the Spider-Man point at each other. That's a 21.
We don't
Okay.
know which one is Thaddeus because his will have a wet spot on the overall.
Goodness.
Hyperspace. eh?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you with the
I
21
can even
for
look
sure,
like Margery, but in the overalls.
you look like Margery, but Margery in overalls and with curly red hair.
Oh God.
That will.
Which
Yeah.
is a look. I will, for sure.
All right. What's up, Zogmoth? Wait a second. Margery has spoken of you, in the past when
Yes.
pressed about bad dreams.
I am her mentor and guidance through the world of post-life.
Is there any reason you think that she
Manipulations.
relates you to bad dreams that she talks about? Because that's really the only place I've heard about you. Is sort of a sleepless night.
I would estimate that my form does constitute a bad dream. However, I'm sure Margery is used to such things at this point.
Yeah, I bet that scarf sure got mangled.
Yes, she was not particularly competent with a blade at that point.
I did not mean to interject that into your character. Sorry. Got better with the blade is
Alas.
apparently part of your history now.
No, Margery absolutely mangled Scarf that first time.
He's a good boy.
Any subsequent time, if she had to, was fine.
While you
Once
were
she knew what
studying
she
the
was
blade,
doing.
She knew
I
which
was
parts
not studying the
detached.
blade.
Yeah, I know Scarf inside and out.
Ooh.
Oh God! I mean, that's how the necromancers have to really learn their familiars. Haribo this whole time is just like floating back and forth, kicking his legs, and then he like floats through the screen again with his arms behind his head, and then he floats through the screens again, like swimming. He's enjoying the fact that he's discovered he's lucid dreaming now, or recognized it. I don't really know the way to put that.
At least you can fly. Like, that's fire.
Wait, so, Zogmoth, is this a Margery dream that we're going through, or did you call me here to talk to me? And then how do you... I'm gonna start trying to pass the kimono here. There's a lot going on.
I am connected to all of Margery's astral projections through our connection in the deific space. It seems that you have displaced her in the astral realm.
I don't
I don't
I just went
anticipate
to bed.
seeing you another time. So if you happen to have any questions, now would be the time to ask them.
I was going to... Well, I was curious. Margery mentioned that you were going to stop by deck room, and I will be, I guess, forthright with you. I do not, feel entirely comfortable, and I use jokes to abate that. But you, make me nervous, and, it makes me nervous that you are planning on stopping by deck room.
And here I'm going to interject as the dungeon master that this is before Margery interacts with Zogmoth in the clouds herself. Anyways, back to the narrative.
Future memories.
Wait a second. So wait,
Margery's interaction with Zogmoth is
as we left town, the day we
after
left
this.
town. I thought, okay.
I was pretty sure we'd already met Kandra by that point.
I thought it was on the way to Kandra's thing. Anyway, it doesn't. Okay, then. Hold on. If it's before, so wait, Margery and Zogmoth then. No, Velsharoon the first time as the Vulture have talked in the clouds, but not Zogmoth. We haven't gotten a Zogmoth scene in canon. So I wouldn't have asked.
We did the Velsharoon in the nest scene, but we haven't done the Zogmoth in the clouds scene.
Okay.
You too can purchase Velsharoon in the Nest and all the other children's books that you can buy in a box set.
Oh man.
Sponsored by.
Wait, then
BetterHelp.
I wouldn't know that she had bad dreams with Zogmoth around. Like I said earlier. I am thrown now. Give me just a second. I don't know that I would know who this is. So, that's a good question. Who Who are you? I might have said I don't feel comfortable around you, and that might be mostly this vibe you're giving off. But I don't actually know who you are.
I suppose that introductions are in order. My name is Zogmoth, and I am the spiritual mentor to your companion, Margery Ridgeback.
Oh, so more than just dreams.
So much more.
Imagine if he opened his mouth and he said, "I'm Sparkleoneous."
Help! I've been Gib this whole time.
I'm being possessed by the spirit of Barson.
I must confess I am rather thrown by this. Was enjoying my sleep. Now I'm enjoying it a little bit more now that I can sort of fly around, but I don't it feels like you've come to visit me for some particular reason. I'm trying to figure that out. Like the other two dreams, now that I know I'm Margery, make a little bit more sense. There's a lot more frightening, I'll say. She has been through it. But what's this one?
This one appears to be and then he stops. Halts very suddenly in the midst of his sentence. And fractures begin to appear in the cloud space around you, and a deep booming knock sounds as these fractures begin to appear. Margery and Sparkleoneous, you guys are on a battlefield.
Gotta get to that door.
Gotta get to that door.
Unga, get behind me. And I start waddling towards the door.
You're my secondary. Let's do this.
Huh. Huh.
And all of you charge. Margery and Sparkleoneous, both of you make attack rolls to get through to the door.
14.
19. No, wait, sorry. 17. Still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Got so excited I forgot I had a -2.
Very good. Okay. Sparkleoneous, you are charging through goblins, shoving them left and right, not bothering with combat, just trying to get through them to get to the door. And Lord Thorn, or Ungar Thorn, I guess, is right behind you, covering the rear, slashing left and right. And as you approach the door, a goblin jumps out and tries to accost you. But from the crook of your arm, from inside the pot you're carrying, a pseudopod emerges and hits him right in the belly, and knocks him back, so that you can reach this door.
Good job, Sparkleoneous.
You too, Sparkleoneous. Oh no!
Oh yes.
We're lost in the sauce.
through the jelly. The
It's okay,
Sparkleoneous
Sparkleoneous.
stuff.
This is all a dream.
I can fly.
Probably.
And you reach the door and you look at it and it has a it's got a palm lock on it. It's a mechanical. It's a steel looking door with a palm lock on it.
I hold Sparkleoneous pot up to the door. Get to work.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Put your palm on there.
I don't have a palm.
Oh
You have
yeah,
a
I
palm.
forgot. And I put my hand up to it.
That's super weird. But you do that, and the thing goes and scans your hand. And the door slides open vertically, and there is only darkness beyond.
I grab Ungar under the arm and I jump.
No. Sparkleoneous.
You're under the other arm, don't worry.
The three of you jump through the doorway.
Dreamgar Thorn.
Dreamgar Thorn is having just a time. Just so I'm aware, Grace, where are we at time-wise?
It's
45
8:16.
Yeah.
So how much time do you want me to have left?
Max like 50 to an hour. I'm already getting a little sleepy,
Oh, okay.
but I can
Okay, no.
muscle through.
If I've got an hour, I'll be fine. I think half an
Okay.
hour is all I need.
Oh, perfect. I
Okay.
do be getting sleepy.
Big fair. All right. Thaddeus, you are in the dark having tea.
Yes. And assuming the tea hasn't passed me out, I would try and have more of a conversation with this purple-eyed monstrosity.
Yeah, no, the tea hasn't, as far as you can tell, done anything to you. So yeah, what do you want to talk to the eyeballs about?
Well, first I would like to know from eyeballs and limb-sized fingers who they are and where are we? So
You are in my kingdom. My kingdom beneath the earth. I can't say that I know exactly how you got here, but since you're here, I'm going to keep you as one of my own.
like as part of your family or as part of your museum collection?
The second guess is more accurate. There's something interesting about you, interloper. You don't seem to be from here. There's no magic in your soul.
Is that bad? Does that Is that wrong?
No, it's wrong, but it's not bad. It's interesting. And since you are so interesting, I think I'll make you one of my own. And make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Ooh, that was actually not bad there, Thaddeus. Let's see. That would make it with pluses. That's a 19. Oh, no, that's a 21 because that's an 18.
Wow. You the finger extends from the darkness. This time a light with a glowing blue flame. And as it juts out at you, you scooch away real quick from where it's at.
All right.
And as you scooch away, you perceive a sudden light appear in the darkness. Suddenly, a rectangle of light appears in the cave, and through it suddenly tumble a younger you, cradling a stew pot in one arm and dragging a an Ungar thorn in his prime alongside you. The three of them are dumped unceremoniously onto the floor of the cave.
And this, unfortunately, Ungar's legs are broken.
Oh no.
This is how it happened, folks. Just kidding.
Are they close enough that I can get to them and
Oh yeah.
and maybe make a run for it out of this place?
I mean, there is still no perceivable out of this place. It's very dark, but there are now perhaps companions to brave the darkness with you.
Okay, well, I'm at least going to move towards the companions then,
Oh yeah. All right.
with one hand still on the belt, ready to wreak havoc with either myself or the universe.
Okay. Margery and Sparkleoneous, you fall through the portal, dragging the young thorn behind you. And the three of you sprawl out on hard stone. You look up, the both of you, and you see Haribo Tamagotchi, all overalled up, coming towards you.
Haribo?
Not me.
Now, and I don't know that Thaddeus would think to naturally answer to
Oh,
the
fair.
name Haribo.
Awesome.
So
Also,
he's probably
awesome.
just running at them, not saying anything.
Hell yeah.
You're like Haribo, and he's like Thaddeus.
Haribo? Do you know what's going on here?
Well,
Hello.
now that's
Hello.
me, but that's not me.
The
And that's
slime.
the Lord, but that's not the Lord. And
I raise higher out of the pot when he doesn't respond to like look at him closer, but
Sparkleoneous, where are your eye rocks?
it's a long story. I'm not Sparkleoneous. That's Sparkleoneous, and I nudge my head blob towards the young Thaddeus.
Young Thaddeus.
Except that that's me, but I'm not me right now. I'm Haribo.
Say something, Sparkleoneous.
Sorry, I was muted. I've been making jokes. Really quick, I'm just going to get this one in. Youngathorn.
Ha ha.
I'll cut
I
that back
haven't-
when I made my joke. That's good. That's good.
I haven't gotten those yet. I'm Sparkleoneous. Hello.
See,
And I've
very
got with me
clearly.
Sparkleoneous and Youngathorn. That was what I said.
Mhm.
So, if you've got Lord Thorn, we're still missing somebody.
Haribo.
No,
No,
well,
he's
The actual
I
one.
understand now.
yeah.
Who would be in
Okay.
my body. You can't tell, but you can just tell looking at the Sparkleoneous stuff is not happy. There's no expression, but you can tell.
That is the most depressed Sparkleoneous stuff I've ever seen.
I don't know what to make of all this, but I'm still
Margelonius
in
is a lot more
battle furor.
shell-based.
What does the purple guy have to say about all this? Is he still trying to kidnap Thaddeus?
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
Daddy
Haribo?
Haribo.
Horribadius.
Margelonious?
Oh, it's good.
Margeronious.
Margeronious.
Sparkleadius. Okay.
Yeah.
Young
I would,
Sparkleadius.
if Purple Eyes doesn't say anything, I would quickly bring up the group as to who the other attendee of the room is, and that we really need to be cautious in what we do next.
Because he's currently trying to do something to me.
Yeah, he stuck his finger out and it was on fire, and I didn't like it.
And it was icky?
It
And
was
it was icky?
icky.
Okay.
Well, can we run away? Oh, I mean, hello, sir. My name is Thaddeus. And this is young Hawthorne. Take him and leave us alone.
Thaddeus shakes his head at Sparkleoneous trying to be Thaddeus.
Left to sacrifice.
Young Thorn is still full of battle vigor. And he charges into the darkness towards the eyes. And
He's
says,
so dashing.
He says, "For Necrom, for the country!" Oh,
and he charges in, and everyone present make a perception check.
17.
15.
Four.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I've been not. Wait, hold on.
His eyes are
5.
closed.
5.
His eyelids are closed.
That changes everything.
What does he hear?
Thaddeus, you see Youngar Thorn charge into the darkness. And you see reflected on his golden armor, as he charges, you see the reflection of a monstrosity in the armor. A warped and twisted purple giant, seemingly crushed under his own immense weight, so as to become like a homunculus of himself. You know, wearing